I am 200 pages into reading Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings, and these are 4 spoiler-free world-building details that I have loved so far. The first thing I have absolutely loved about this book is that it kind of flips historical stereotypes around. For example, it is the women who tend to read and write, and it is sort of frowned upon or judged a little bit if you're a man who can read and write, and I really like that as a detail. It kind of reminded me of the vibes of Rookie Historian, the K-drama. Just a bit of a random unrelated note, but the descriptions of women on palanquins writing down the events of the day and following the king, I did love that. The second thing that I loved was the concept of spren, these little spirit type, creature type, fairy dust type things that reflect emotions and nature. For example, if there's someone that's been hurt, there are these things called pain spren that come out. I think it's a beautiful way to explain people's emotions and add a bit of colour into the imagery. The third thing that I really loved was the idea of the Pure Lakes, having these 100 miles wide areas of water where the deepest it gets is about 6 feet, and on average it's just under a foot. And there are these men and towns and cities that are built upon this area, and there are fishing houses and people just wading through water from town to town. I thought that was such a beautiful detail, and I'm looking forward to reading more stuff that happens in that kind of area. And the fourth thing that I really loved, that I think it might be a little controversial for people, and I can understand why it's controversial, but this is a fantasy book. I really liked the concept of the Vorin women having a safe hand and a free hand. I think that's an extra element of considering modesty in garment that I think might have stemmed from Brandon Sanderson's background with being LDS and part of the LDS church, because I would never think to make such an intricate detail related to modesty. And I love that that gives us a whole new angle for these religious women to kind of work around. And I'm looking forward to seeing if that ever gets explained in the books, because I am intrigued why women must have their left arm, I think it's their left arm, they must have their left hand covered at all times. I just think that's really interesting. And it creates the imagery of many women walking around gloved with one hand, or like with tapered ended sleeves. And it's that sort of detail that, if you can remember enough of them, they really build the whole picture, and it's beautiful. So yes, I am 200 pages in, I think 208 to be precise, and so far I am really enjoying it. I'm hoping that continues, because I think I'm about 4,900 pages away from the end of the series. So hopefully that all keeps going. And yeah, I'm looking forward to finding other world building details that I love.